All right. So today, as we know, is Wednesday the 25th. It's our last day before our Thanksgiving break. So, what? All right. So today we are going to be doing some Thanksgiving readings and some Thanksgiving celebrations. So as you can see on the screen, one of the things that I am thankful for this year is all of you. You make my days so much brighter. Seeing your faces in our morning meetings makes my day start great. It makes me smile. It makes me happy. And I miss you guys so much when I don't get to see your faces. So I will have a very long weekend without you guys, but it'll make it even more exciting on Monday when we come back together. Abdi Fatah, yes, I'm saying things. Can everybody else hear me? Okay. So, thank you guys for letting me know. All right. So, um, so I will have a very long weekend without being able to see you guys, but it'll be even more exciting to come back on Monday and see all of your smiling faces again. Now, we're going to start out today with something called a tongue twister. Who knows what tongue twisters are? Raise your hand if you know what a tongue twister is. Raise your hand. All right. So, tongue twisters are a group of words that usually sound very similar, and they're difficult to say when you say them really fast. So, if you've ever heard someone say, try saying that 5 times fast after they said something, it's because what they said was very tricky. So tongue twisters are meant to kind of trick your tongue. That's like an exercise. So I am going to say this tongue twister. We should all be muted right now. So I'm going to say the tongue twister, and then I'm going to give you a chance to try and say it. Well, it's a challenge. We'll see if you can do it. So the tongue twister. Tom told Ted to tackle the tan turkey. Tom told Ted to tackle the tan turkey. So say it slowly the first time. Tom told Ted to tackle the tan turkey. And then try saying it even faster. Who would like to try it out? Raise your hand if you want to give it a try. Rihanna, go ahead. Give it a shot. You'll go first. Good job. See what I mean? It's a tongue twister. It's hard to say because all the words start with T, right? Siham, do you want to give it a shot? All right, go ahead, Siham. It's hard, but they're not meant to be easy. Who else wants to give it a shot? Raise your hand if you want to give it a shot. Zainab, go ahead. Go ahead, try it out. I can hear you. Good job. All right, Najmo, your turn. Try it out. Najmo, you try it out. All right, what about Suhaib? Why don't you try it, Suhaib? Say it slowly the first time. Tom told Ted to tackle the tan turkey. Yep, so you say it slow the first time and then you try to go a little faster. All right. Who else wants to give it a shot? Let's see. Aswan. Aswan, go ahead. Uh, it's hard. Uh, good job. All right, Ayan, you go ahead. Give it a shot. All right, Siham, go ahead. Try one more time, and then we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next thing. Are you gonna go ahead and try? All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on. Safwa, go ahead and give it a shot. All right, Najma, did you want to try? Okay, you were just raising your hand. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and see what's next. Paul picked pumpkin pie to pass out on purple plates. So that's our next one. I'll read it again. Paul picked pumpkin pie to pass out on purple plates. All right. So remember, we're all muted until it's our turn so that everybody can hear us trying our tongue twisters. So, yeah. Siham, can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Safwa, go ahead and let's give it our first try. I think you're muted, Safwa. Good job. All right, let's have Siham go ahead and give it a shot. Let's do it again. Let's see. Good job. All right, let's see. Who should we try next? Rihanna, go ahead. All right, Zainab, go ahead. Hi, Hisham. Thank you, Zainab. All right, Hisham, do you want to give one a shot? Read it out. The tongue twister. Paul picked pumpkin pies to pass out on purple plates. Go ahead. Oh, you joined and just did perfect right off the bat. Good job. What about Aswan? Good job. Should we see if there's another one? Let's see. All right, Mom made many things, but meat was not on the menu. Mom made many things, but meat was not on the menu. Who thinks they can do this one? Uh, Suhaib, go ahead. Good job. All right, thank you. Let's go ahead and give Rihanna a try. Hisham, let's mute ourselves. It's time to give someone else a try. 1 second. Thank you, Rihanna. Good job. Uh, sorry, who said my name? All right, let's give Abdirazak a try. Go ahead, Abdirazak. Yeah? I help with the homework at 2:30, but right now we're in literacy, so we should be doing our literacy work, bud. All right, are you ready? Do you want to give it a try? You don't want to try it? Okay, that's okay. Aswan, go ahead. Raise your hand if you want to try it. All right. Good job, Aswan. Safwa, go ahead. Good job. All right, Siham, last person, go ahead. Good job, that was fast. All right, so now we're gonna take a moment to read a little bit about some Thanksgiving history. So we're gonna learn about the very first Thanksgiving. I will read it out to you guys. You can read along on the screen. And the questions that we're thinking about while we read this are, how long did it take the Pilgrims to sail from England to America? And then, how many pilgrims died before spring came? So think about those questions. The first Thanksgiving. The pilgrims set, what? Nope, I'm just reading this out to you from the screen. So just read along or listen while I read, okay? All right, the Pilgrims set sail from England in September of 1620. They wanted the freedom to worship and practice their religious beliefs. Because their faith was so important to them, they boarded a wooden ship called the Mayflower and left their homes behind. There were 102 of them in all that took the risk of crossing a big, stormy sea. But surviving the journey across was only the beginning. Greater troubles awaited them. The trip was challenging, but they finally reached land in December. They arrived along the coast in a place now known as Plymouth, Massachusetts. Because it was freezing cold, they immediately worked to build shelters. However, the cold proved too much for them. Their food supply was low. Most of the pilgrims ended up getting sick, and many of them died. When spring finally arrived, only 57 pilgrims were still alive. So before we move on, let's talk about our questions. Najma, let's not be on our phone right now. Thank you. So first, let's think, how long did it take the pilgrims to sail from England to America? So who heard when they left? So it says the pilgrims set sail from England in September of 1620. What month did they leave? September. And then the trip was challenging, but they finally reached land in December. So they left in September and they landed when? In December. How many months is that? Let's count together. September, October, November, December. That's 4 months, you guys. 4 months. That's almost, listen, that's almost as long as we've been in school, right? Because it's November right now, but it's almost December. They were sailing for longer than we've been in school. Now let's think. It says that there were 102 of them when they took the risk to cross the big stormy sea. So we have 102 that started. Now, when it was spring, only 57 were alive. Minus, yep. So here's our math problem. Who can tell me what is 102 minus 57? Nope, we're subtracting, we're not adding. So 102 minus 57. Take a moment, think about it. Raise your hand when you have an answer. Safwa, do you want to go ahead and give it a shot? What do you think it is? You're super close. Super, super close. Let's see if a little closer. Nope, going back the other way. 45. 102 minus 57 is 45. So 45 pilgrims. Is my camera on? All right. So is that a lot of pilgrims that died over the spring? Yeah. 45 people passed away between when they left England and when it became spring, when they could start growing food and building better shelter. Do you think that that makes sense if they got here in December? Because remember, they got here in December. Is it cold in December? Yes. And where they landed in Massachusetts, it's cold like it is here. So think about weather in December here. If you traveled all the way across the ocean and you landed in a place that had no houses, it was just open land like you were going camping, and it was December, do you think it would be easy to survive? No. So the fact that they had 57 people still alive, I think that's pretty good. They survived all winter with very little food and very little shelter. All right, let's continue learning about the first Thanksgiving. Then, two Native Americans, Samoset and Squanto, came to the Pilgrims' homes. They helped the Pilgrims by showing them how to hunt turkeys, rabbits, and deer. They also helped the Pilgrims to identify which plants they could eat and which plants could be used as medicine. The Pilgrims were given bean seeds, squash, and corn from the Native Americans, who let them grow crops. When fall arrived, the Pilgrims had a great harvest, which assured them that they would have enough food to make it through another winter. They were so thankful that they invited 90 Native Americans to join them for a great big meal. It was such a big celebration that it lasted for 3 entire days. The feast was officially the first Thanksgiving. So why do you think the Native Americans helped the Pilgrims? Raise your hand if you think you know, or if you have a reason that you think might be why. Why do you think the Native Americans helped the Pilgrims? Hajira, go ahead. Hajira, go ahead. Yep, so the Native Americans saw these new people and they saw how they struggled throughout the winter. So they decided that they would be kind people, right? Yeah. They didn't want to see them suffer more, so they helped them. It's just like if you see a classmate having a hard time, would you help them? Yep, just like I help you guys if I see you having a hard time. Hmm. Because they saw that they didn't have very good shelter or food, and there were so many people dying. All right, let's see. Safwa, what do you think? Why do you think the Native Americans helped the Pilgrims? They were poor. Aswan, what do you think? Hmm. Yep, I think they had empathy for the Pilgrims, and that's why they decided to help. Do you think the Pilgrims would have survived without the help of the Native Americans? No. No, I don't think so either. Um, and Abdi Fatah, no, Pilgrims are not the same thing as the Philippines. All right. All right, so that is the end of our slideshow today. Now, we do have an assignment that goes with this. Just a moment while I pull it up to show you. Yep, I already posted, so everybody should be able to see it already. But just in case, I'm going to show it to you on here too, so you can see what it looks like. So, on the week of November 23rd, on our classroom under classwork, it is the top assignment, Wednesday, the first Thanksgiving responses. So these are just some questions that have to do with the story we just read. So all you do is click on here and it will open up a worksheet for you. Now that our images have been I'm sorry, who's interrupting me right now? I'll be done and able to take questions in just a minute. I'm just showing you how to get into this and then we can ask all the questions, okay? So you'll click on the assignment. It will take you to this page. You'll hit begin with Google. You're going to select your name. And then it'll log you in. And here is the worksheet. It says the first Thanksgiving. And then we see there are 7 questions. Some of them are multiple choice. One of them is true or false. And then there's a couple of questions that are just asking you to write some sentences, some short answers. So a sentence or two to answer it. So our first question says, why did the Pilgrims leave their home and sail for the New World? The next question says, why did the Pilgrims invite the Native Americans to their first Thanksgiving? Next, when did Samoset and Squanto help the Pilgrims? Our true and false question is, the first Thanksgiving took place in 1620. Explain. Now, it says underline where you found your information in the article. You don't have the article to look at, so you're not going to underline anything. You're just selecting true or false. How many pilgrims died during the first winter in the New World? We already solved this problem, so just remember the answer that we solved for. Would you have liked to have been at the first Thanksgiving? Why or why not? And then, who is someone in your own life that has helped you? What did they do, and how can you show gratitude to that person? Who knows what gratitude means? Please put our phones down. Who knows what gratitude means? Gratitude is showing thanks. So how can you thank that person? So if it's easier to remember, think of it instead of saying, how can you show gratitude to that person? Think of it as saying, how can you thank that person? All right, so that is your assignment. The other assignment that everybody should have already been able to see by now is, and I know Abdi Fatah or Abdi Rahman asked me about it earlier, so I know he saw it, is this one. What are you thankful for? So again, you're going to click on it. You're going to begin with Google. Click your name. And then it will bring you to the assignment. All you have to do is describe some things that you're thankful for. So see, it doesn't have that much space, so you don't have to write that much, but you're writing some things that you're thankful for. So is it your family? Is it your friends? Is it the food on your table? Is it your school? Is it your pets? What are you thankful for? And it can be more than one thing. You can talk about as many things as you can fit on this page. So those are your 2 assignments. What? Yes? Yep, so you'll start here and see it goes. So you'll start one box. Now it does just keep going. So once you finish this box, then move down to the next one and the next one and the next one, okay? If you don't fill it all out, that's okay. Just write as much as you can. All right. So those are your 2 assignments. Yes? I'm sorry, Hajira is asking a question. Okay, perfect. Go ahead, Suhaib. Perfect. So the last thing for both of these workshops, for both of these worksheets, the one thing you need to remember to do once you're done with it, click I'm done, okay? and then it will turn it into me and I can grade it, okay? So those are your 2 worksheets. And then, what? Nope, not yet. So it'll be just a moment, Abdi. I am not done talking. I need you to mute yourself and listen while I finish the instructions, okay? Thank you. All right, so everybody should finish these 2. Siham, turn your camera off if you're going to eat. Well, then why are you holding your lips full of crumbs to the camera? All right, so the last thing to remember